Some interior pieces have survived entire centuries. They decorated palaces, royal residences, and the homes of aristocrats long before modern design trends even existed. Many of these pieces are still crafted by hand using traditional techniques passed down through generations. And today, they are finding their way back into modern interiors. Let's take a look at some remarkable handmade pieces that have preserved their beauty, craftsmanship, and appeal through the centuries. Jingdezhen porcelain from Imperial-Style. Jingdezhen is often called the porcelain capital of China. For more than 1,700 years, artisans in this city have been refining one of the most admired ceramic traditions in the world. Over time, Jingdezhen porcelain became a symbol of status, wealth, and refinement throughout China. The finest pieces were created for Chinese emperors, imperial palaces, and aristocratic residences. Its value came from brilliant white porcelain, intricate cobalt decoration, and craftsmanship that few workshops could match. This lamp draws inspiration from that tradition. Its porcelain base echoes the elegant forms of historic Jingdezhen vases, while its hand-painted cobalt decoration reflects a style admired for centuries. What once belonged to palaces can now become part of a modern interior. Dragon and phoenix, symbols of imperial China. Many of the most prized pieces to come out of Jingdezhen were more than beautiful works of porcelain. They were filled with meaning. Artists used symbols to communicate power, status, prosperity, and good fortune. Among the most important of these symbols were the dragon and the phoenix. In imperial China, the dragon symbolized the emperor. The phoenix symbolized the empress. Together, they represented harmony, prosperity, and the balance at the heart of the empire. That is why these symbols appeared throughout imperial palaces and on some of the finest porcelain ever created. Today, pieces inspired by these imperial symbols are no longer reserved for palaces. They appear in modern homes as decorative accents that bring history, color, and character into a space. This porcelain vase combines traditional dragon and phoenix imagery with the craftsmanship that made Jingdezhen famous around the world. Moroccan lanterns, the art of light and shadow. For centuries, Moroccan artisans transformed simple metal into something extraordinary. Their work became famous throughout North Africa, the Middle East, and later Europe, where travelers and merchants brought stories of Morocco's richly decorated palaces and homes. Among the most recognizable creations were intricately crafted lanterns, prized not only for their beauty, but for the atmosphere they created. In royal palaces, riads, and wealthy residences, these lanterns became symbols of refinement, craftsmanship, and status. Unlike ordinary lighting, Moroccan lanterns were designed to create an experience. By day, they served as decorative works of art. By night, they transformed entire rooms with their warm glow and intricate patterns. This ability to combine craftsmanship, decoration, and atmosphere helped make them one of the most enduring symbols of Moroccan interior design. Today, that same tradition continues in modern homes. This lantern brings centuries of craftsmanship into a contemporary setting, proving that great design can outlive the centuries that created it. Royal boudoir Venetian discret. In the 13th to 16th centuries, a mirror was not an ordinary object. It was a luxury item on the level of a private jet today. Most people had never seen their reflection Clearly, Master Grutin Venice was so bright, so clean, and so precise that Europe became obsessed with them. The secret was so valuable that Venetian glassmakers were moved to the island of Murano and closely controlled by the state. Today, you don't need to be royalty to own one. But the reason designers still love Venetian mirrors hasn't changed. Venetian mirrors were never just mirrors. They were pieces of art. Hand-engraved glass, intricate details, and exceptional craftsmanship turned them into status symbols long before luxury brands existed. That's why designers still use them today. Murano glass chandeliers, the floating jewels of Venice. Long before luxury brands, there was light. En Europe's grandes palaces, life. The more candles a chandelier could hold, the wealthier its owner appeared. Butin Venice, artisans turned to some far more extraordinary. They turned them into works of art, instead of heavy metal frames. Murano masters created delicate structures from hand-blown glass, flowers, leaves, curving branches. Every piece was shaped by hand while the glass was still glowing hot. The result was something that seemed almost impossible. A chandelier that looked as light as air, as if it were floating above the room. For centuries, these luminous masterpieces decorated royal residences, noble villas, and the homes of Europe's elite. Today, the technology has changed. The candles are gone, but the chandeliers remained. What was once found in royal palaces and aristocratic residences can now be seen in some of the world's most impressive interiors: luxury hotels, private villas, designer homes. In modern interiors, lighting is no longer just functional. It helps define the mood of a space. A well-chosen chandelier can add drama to character and a sense of identity. It can become the feature that people remember long after they leave the room. That is one reason statement lighting has become such an important part of contemporary interior design. Trends go style change, and every generation redefines what luxury looks like. Yet the most remarkable objects often survive it all, not because they follow fashion, but because they combine exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and a story worth preserving. Perhaps that is the real secret of luxury.